but it looks like everything's working now. And I know nobody's here because I'm a brand new channel. Well, not brand new, but fairly new. So I'm just going to go ahead and do it anyway, and hopefully somebody will make use of it later. So we're going to start by setting the intention for the class. So get on your mat. And we'll start in a nice comfortable staff pose. Finding length in your spine, sit bones are grounded on the mat, toes are pointed up. And just take a deep breath, close your eyes, hands are on your legs. Exhale, inhale and exhale with a steady breath. Just focusing on what you would like to get out of this class today. What's your intention for the class today? The theme is spinal mobility, so maybe you're looking to just relieve some pain or discomfort in your back. Maybe you're looking to let go and find some peace among the chaos of life. On your next inhale, try to find more length in your spine, sitting up nice and tall. And on your next exhale, try bending forward without rounding your back so much and reaching for your toes. Now in yin, we try to find our edge, so we want the most sensation without pain. And if you don't feel much of an edge here, you can always fold forward more, grabbing onto your toes, using that to pull yourself forward. If this is too much, you can always back off. You can always just sit up straight as well. But folding forward, this is caterpillar. And we're going to hold each pose for about 1 minute. I'm putting a pillow here at the bottom of my feet to reach further. It helps me to straighten my back, which you're welcome to do as well. If you are able to go that far, you can also place a block or books at the bottom of your feet. So this may be more of an advanced yin pose. Of course, beginners would want to start right about here and maybe folding forward a little bit more each time, or as the seconds go by. Sometimes in yin you can find that you can go further if after holding for about a minute. Most yin postures are held for 1 to 3 minutes. Some people take it further than that. This is a beginners to intermediate class, so we will hold for about 1 minute, and it's a short class. It's just a 30-minute class. Nice deep breaths. And slowly raise yourself back up. I forgot my timer and I forgot my watch, so I'm trying to look at the clock up on the wall, but my time might be off a little bit. And you know, the time isn't extremely important by seconds. In yin, to get the benefits of yin, which we will talk about throughout the class, holding the postures for at least a minute is what really is what yin is. Okay, so we're going to go for about a minute, but just know that I might be off by a few seconds. And so now let's put the soles of our feet together, bending our knees and trying to pull our feet in as close to our groin as possible. Now you don't need to pull them in super close. You can always keep it out here if you need to. It's really just what's comfortable for you. Find length in your spine. Sitting nice and tall, sit bones grounded, and as you relax, the tops of your feet are going to sort of turn out like this. And this is butterfly, and we're going to hold this for about a minute, keeping the spine nice and long. Deep breaths, filling the lungs, good positive energy, and exhaling the stale energy, creating a space of renewal within us. Eyes can be open or closed, but if they're open, just try to keep a soft gaze so as not to let your mind wander too much. If you're having a hard time focusing on the present and focusing on how your body feels right now, just go ahead and close your eyes. You can concentrate on the breath going in and out of your lungs. Butterfly pose is a great hip opener. If you find that you need a variation for butterfly, like maybe this is just a little too much, you could always stretch one leg out to the side, pulling one in closer to the groin. If you're in butterfly, go ahead and keep holding butterfly. If you want to try this modification, you can. This is half butterfly, and you would do about a minute on each side. But going back to butterfly and continuing to hold for a few more breaths. And now we'll transition onto our bellies for Sphinx Pose. And I'm just going to turn my mat a little bit. So coming down onto your belly, palms are on the mat, tops of your feet are flat on the floor. And we're just lifting up and sliding our forearms forward. And just holding for about a minute. Opening the chest, extending the lower back, activate your glutes and your knees. Why yin yoga? Well, yin is a slower paced, more feminine practice than the active yang practices that are so common in yoga, which mostly focus on the muscles of the body. Yin targets the connective tissue, the fascia of the body. It stimulates the organs, and it's very effective at moving the energy or the chi around in your body, promoting longevity and vitality. But holding the poses for a longer period of time goes beyond just using your muscles, and that's how it targets the connective tissue. It also helps your body to produce hyaluronic acid, which we all produce naturally throughout our younger ages, but as we get older, our bodies tend to not produce it so much until it just stops producing it. And many people pay top dollar for this acid in cosmetics to be applied topically on their skin to lessen wrinkles and promote youthful appearance. However, a regular yin practice promotes making this naturally in your body so that you have it right inside of you. Nice deep breaths here. Now let's just slide our palms back, lifting up into our palms and coming right back into child's pose. And there's a few ways you can do child's pose. You can bend right over your closed knees. For opening in the hips and sliding your arms and hands forward for opening in between the shoulder blades as well. And you can stay here. You can also rest your head on the floor or a pillow. And you can put your arms behind you with the tops of your hands on the mat. And for a deeper hip opening, you can open the knees and slide the hands forward and just drop down in between your legs. Whichever variation you choose will hold for about a minute. Remembering our deep breaths. And when your mind starts to wander on your to-do list or something that somebody said to you this morning that bothered you or anything like that that's not related to you in the present moment here on your mat with me, when your mind wanders, you may acknowledge that thought and let it go just by coming back to the thought of breath going in and out of your lungs. One of the most difficult parts of a yoga practice is being present. It's not just about what you can do physically, as everybody is on their own yoga journey and maybe at different places physically. But yoga is the union of the mind, body, and spirit. And one of the biggest struggles as humans is to stay present in the moment. So I invite you to stay present here with me on the mat today, just focusing on my voice, the way your body feels in this moment, maybe the way your spirit feels. How does the body feel in each posture? Just stay present here. A couple more breaths here in Child's Pose. And then we're going to just slide the hands back, walking them back and lifting yourself up nice and slow and closing the knees if they were open, and then transitioning back to our sit bones. And we're going to open the legs wide for a wide leg forward fold. For some people it may just be wide leg pose. And so you can, it's going to look different for everybody. You can be here, you can be here, you may go further than this, but I want you to find your edge. I want you to find where you're feeling a lot of sensation, but I don't want you feeling pain. Okay, so right here for me, this is where I'm feeling a deep stretch right here, and I know if I hold this, it's going to target my connective tissue. And so you can stay here, or you can, just keeping this nearby in case I need it, you can walk the hands forward, remembering to keep your back as straight as possible. You don't want to round your back, so I don't want to do this, okay? This is flexion of the spine, which we do all day long, probably at your job, so we're not looking to do that. We're really just looking to keep the back as straight as possible and folding from the hips. So my hips are like a hinge, okay? And I'm just sliding forward. And if you can't lay your chest on the floor, don't worry about it. Just stay where you can. Feel that edge and comfortably do so. Now, and also, when you get down, if you get down further, if you get down to about here and you just want to rest your head on something, please feel free to use a pillow. So we'll hold this for about a minute. Remembering your deep breaths, and you may find that if you're here and you're holding for however long, you may feel like maybe that edge is going away. And if so, you can try to go a little further. Just listen to your body, challenge yourself, don't hurt yourself. And I should have mentioned in the beginning, you should always, especially if you have any injuries, you should always ask your primary care physician if yoga is right for you. This video is for educational purposes only. It's not meant to treat, cure, or diagnose disease. Nice deep breath. Sometimes we tend to hold our breath when we're in a challenge, but really fueling your body with oxygen is so important. Yin is a perfect balance to a very active, stressful lifestyle. It teaches us patience with ourselves, and when we learn patience with ourselves, we can carry that into the world, and it's a great tool to have when dealing with stressful situations or people. Okay, friends, I think that's been about a minute, so let's just walk our hands back, bring on up our torso, and then if you want to just bring your feet together on the mat and maybe do some windshield wiping, just to kind of, because a lot of people in Yin can tend to get a bit stiff holding poses, especially the longer you hold them for. And then let's transition onto our backs, laying down, straightening out the legs, and moving into banana pose. So hopefully you can see everything okay. I'm still working out the details on how to make videos. Arms above your head, nice and straight. Just stretch out everything. Imagine somebody's pulling your toes from the bottom and somebody else is pulling your fingers from the top. Now clasp your hands together and pointer fingers are pointed and touching on the ground, and just kind of pretend somebody is pulling those pointer fingers to the right of your body. And then crossing the left foot over the right foot, or the left ankle over the right ankle, and feeling a nice stretch along the left side body. Nice gentle stretch. You can also do this standing, but it's less of a resting pose if you're standing because you're using all your stabilizing muscles to hold yourself up. And I think that's been about a minute, so let's come back to center with the arms and uncross the ankles. And now crossing the right ankle over the left and bringing your arms to the left side, stretching out the side, right body. And while I got you here, yoga isn't just about the physical practice. The physical practice is meant to ready the body for sitting still during meditation, ready the mind for letting go of thoughts so that you can find space in between the thoughts during meditation. Meditation isn't just about not thinking, it's about finding space in between the thoughts. We have so many thoughts a day, it's almost impossible for most people to be able to not think. So reasonably, it's more reasonable to assume people are able to find space in between the thoughts. And with practice, you can find more space. Meditation has been shown to help people be able to concentrate better throughout the day, sleep better, have better health, be more patient and calm with one another. But yoga isn't just the physical practice, it's also a practice of how to live, such as being kind to one another, not harming others, not taking what doesn't belong to you. It's about honesty. It's about cleanliness. And while I got you down on your back, pull your knees into your chest. And we're just hugging our knees to our chest for a minute. This does feel good in the lower back for me, creating opening in the lower back. Nice deep breaths. And remember, on your yoga journey, regarding the branches of yoga, I was just talking about cleanliness and being honest and being kind and not harming others. This is all a practice. You're not expected to be perfect the first day you decide you want to be better. It's really just about the journey. We're not perfect creatures. We make mistakes. We make bad judgments. It's all about trying to do better each and every day for yourself and for those around you. Just a few more postures before Shavasana. So next, let's just straighten out the right leg, keeping that left knee bent into your chest. And then just pulling that left knee to the right side. Now, if you're having trouble getting your left knee down to the ground, because you do want it to rest, you could place a block or a pillow underneath that knee there. I'm gonna let mine fall all the way down to the mat. And then with this arm, this can be straight out behind you, or you can cactus the arm, which is just a 90-degree bent elbow. I'm gonna straighten mine. And then eyes can be up toward the ceiling, soft gaze, or for a twist in the cervical spine as well, you can turn and look back toward the left hand, whichever is most comfortable for you. Using your right hand to hold that left knee down to the mat. Nice deep breaths. Gentle twist of the spine. I hope that you can take this practice and incorporate it into your life a few times a week. Regular yin practice is a great way to balance out your active lifestyle or your yang practice, which would be, the yang practices would be like the vinyasa or the yoga workouts or just your regular beginner yoga. All right, friends, let's come back to center, untwisting, and then just bring both knees back to your chest again. And now we'll straighten out the left leg all the way down to the mat, and using your left hand, we're going to pull that right knee across the body, right down to the mat or down to a pillow if you need it. And then we're going to straighten out or cactus this extended right arm. And then gaze can be up to the ceiling. If you want an extra twist in the cervical and it's comfortable for you, you can look back toward your right hand. Holding for about a minute. You may feel tight at first in each posture, but then as you hold, it tends to help open up more, and you may feel this. I hope that when you leave class today, that it leaves you with a fresh slate to go on with your Saturday or whatever day it is, whatever part of the world you are. It could be Sunday. But I hope it leaves you with a sense of peace and understanding, not only for yourself, but for others around you. All right, friends, one more pose before Shavasana, bringing both knees back to the chest, hugging yourself, maybe rock back and forth if it feels good. And then just grabbing your big toes and pulling them to each side of your body, letting the knees fall to the mat, opening the hips. again, this will be a short Shavasana, however you can hold it longer if you like. So just straightening out your legs, or you can keep them bent with the bottoms of your feet on the mat. You can also place a pillow or rolled up blanket under your knees just to take the pressure off your lower back. Let your feet fall to the sides. If you find that you're a little bit chilly now, you may want to grab a blanket to cover up with. Hands out to the side, at least 6 inches from the body, palms up, eyes are closed. And I want you to just think about relaxing every part of your body, starting with your toes and your feet and your ankles, letting your legs and your knees and your hips fall to the mat, letting your belly relax. Your chest is open to the sky but relaxed. Your shoulders are falling to the mat. Your arms and fingers are relaxed. Your neck is relaxed, jaw is relaxed, head is relaxed, eyes are closed. And just notice how you feel in this moment as opposed to when you first started. What's different and what remains the same? And then slowly bring awareness back to each part of your body. You can wiggle your toes and your fingers, maybe shimmy your hips or move your shoulders a little. And when you're ready, just bring your knees back to your chest and roll to one side into fetal position, pushing up with your palm and coming up into seated position. Thank you, friends, for joining me on the mat today. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. The light in me honors the light in you. Namaste. And please, if you can, let me know in your comments what kind of yoga class you're interested in. Next week, we will be doing a full body yoga workout.